Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about the different sights in Rainbow Six Siege and when to use them. Now the first sight that I'm going to go over is the ACOG scope. The ACOG is available for a lot of different weapons, and to me in particular, it's the best sight. In this game, it's not like most games when it comes to taking down an enemy. You need to make every shot count, because if you start missing shots, they can easily turn around and one-tap you right in the head. And let me tell you, that's not a great feeling. In something like Battlefield or Call of Duty, it's not a one-shot headshot, so you don't have to be as accurate. But in this game, the time to kill is very, very short. And if you get lucky enough to just get a headshot when you're spraying at somebody, or the recoil just puts it right into a headshot anyway, it takes them out instantly. So that's something you really want to focus on in this game, is making every shot count. So this might not be the best sight for extremely close range, but I find myself using it whenever I have a gun that has it available, because I try to keep my distance in between people a lot, so that since I know I'm using the ACOG, I know that I will have the advantage on them, because I will be able to be farther zoomed in and have be able to land more shots on them. The next sight is the red dot sight. I like this one, but not as much, considering it seems like whenever I use it, I'm not as accurate, because since I do play at that longer range style, whenever I'm using a red dot sight or anything that doesn't have much of a magnification to it at all, I seem to be a little less accurate. But if you can get used to the fact that it doesn't have a zoom to it, and you're going to have to be more precise whenever you're shooting somebody at a longer range, it's going to work perfectly fine for you. The next sight is a reflex sight. I seem to use this one a lot more than the red dot sight, just because I feel like it doesn't take up as much of your screen. So when you do see an enemy, you can track them a little bit easier, especially if there are multiple enemies in the same vicinity, so you can see more to the left and more to the right, since it's not as bulky of a sight. So you have more room to see what's going on around you while you're trying to aim down sights and see another enemy. Now this next sight is the Spetsnaz ACOG. I do like it, but not as much as the normal ACOG, just because it feels like there's too much going on in the sight, and it just kind of, I guess, takes away from being able to see the enemies as well, because a lot of times in this game you're trying to see even the smallest portion of an enemy, and when there's so much going on in the sight, that could obstruct your view a little bit, but it is still has a magnification to it, so it is, to me, one of the better sights in the game. This sight is the Spetsnaz Reflex, which you can get on Glaz's sniper. I do really like this one, just because there is almost nothing to it. It is very minimalistic, so when you are aiming down sight, you can still see almost everything around it. There's not a whole lot blocking your view. The only bad part about it is he has his scope that blocks the view a lot, but that's a lot lower down, so when you are looking at stomach level or head level, you shouldn't have any issue seeing what you're trying to see. Now this sight is the Holographic sight. I find myself using this on shotguns as much as possible. I'm not sure why it works better on shotguns for me. I just feel like when I'm using a shotgun, I don't really try to aim directly with the very center reticle. I try to aim within the circle itself, since a shotgun does have spread. So it feels like it's a much bigger area that you're going to, that once they enter that that circle, you can just fire right away. You don't have to be dead on accurate. So even if they're not directly on center, you can still fire and land some shots. So I think that's the reason I usually choose it for shotguns. And I also try to use it for more close range encounters when you know you're going to be in a more close range situation. This is definitely one of the better sights to go with. Now this is Glaz's sniper reticle. It zooms in extremely far, and when to use this is, I guess, depending on what your accuracy and reflex time is, because if you are not incredibly accurate and you're not very fast when it comes to your reflexes, I definitely wouldn't be pushing into rooms with this. I would probably switch to his reflex sight, or even his iron sights if you don't have the reflex. But if you're definitely at a longer range, this is definitely going to be something that is to your advantage if you can be accurate with it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please let me know in the comments below if there's anything you did or didn't like, and please make sure to like or dislike the video depending on what you felt. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.